Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Ms.E here. This is part 2 of the pre-cut lace method. In this video, I'm going to show you how I constructed this wig using that method. Listen, if you have not already watched part 1, you want to go ahead and do so. But look at all the different things you can do with this wig. Check out the hairline. There's no glue, there's no floppy lace. You don't have to worry about cutting around the lace after you're done making the wig. All of this is pre-done for you right in the beginning. Well, matter of fact, it's not done for you, but it's going to be done by you because you're going to watch this video and learn how to use this method. So let's get into this video. So right here, I am getting ready to make my markings. I'm going to secure my cap down with my T-pins on each side, and I'm going to put a pin also in the front to make sure that it's nice and secure. I'm going to go ahead and put on my lace frontal. This is a 13x6 lace frontal. I'm going to bring it down a ½ inch to an inch beyond the wig cap. You want to make sure you do that. You don't want to put it right on that cap. You want to move it down about a ½ inch. You're going to secure it on the sides, you're going to secure it in the middle, and you're going to secure it on the inner points that you see here, right by where the ear is going to, or the ear, where the ear would be. You want to make sure that it's nice and secure. So this is the part right here that we pre-cut. As you can see, this is where the ear would be, where you would normally cut around your ear, but we're going to pre-cut it so you don't have to do that later on. We're going to sew from one side to the middle. You want to make sure that everything is centered, everything is nice and even before you start sewing it. This is the other side of the ear, or where the ear would be. This is where we already pre-cut for you, or pre-cut, so you can see how to do this. And everything is nice and even here. You don't want your lace to be lopsided when you are sewing it on. So right here, I'm using my curved needle, and I'm going to be sewing this on by hand. Now everything that I sew on by hand, which is really just the frontal, I always go back and reinforce it with the sewing machine. So when you shampoo this wig time and time again, it will stay together. You don't have to worry about it coming apart because it's going to be sewn down secure with the sewing machine right after I sew it by hand. I will not show that in this video, but just to let you know, you want to go ahead and secure that nice and secure on the sewing machine after sewing it by hand. So now I'm going to move up towards the middle part after sewing that side. Now you don't have to make your wig exactly how I'm making my wig. You can use this method on any type of wig. And as you can see, I've secured it on the left side. I sewed from one side up to the middle, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just not going to record that because it's pretty self-explanatory. From one side to the middle to the other side to the middle, and your lace is secure. So right now I'm going to go ahead and cut away the excess cap. Now most people wait till they're done with their wig before they do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. The reason being is because when you start sewing the hair on with the sewing machine, it starts to get really bulky. So I'm just like, let's just get this part out of the way so that we can really move freely on the sewing machine as we are making the wig. So this is what it looks like when you cut away your excess material, and now we can get ready to sew the other hairs onto the wig cap. I always start by making my lines a ½ inch apart in the nape area, but as you see, when I move up towards the middle of the head, I'm going to make them a whole inch apart. The reason being is because I don't need as much hair in the top, because these lace frontals are, most of them are pretty thick and pretty full. So we're going to use less hair as we move up. So you're going to see the partings are going to be farther apart. Make sure you check out part 1. There is going to be a part 3 because I've done so many things with this wig and with this method. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you stay tuned, turn on your notifications so you'll be notified, so you can see all the different things, or all the different techniques and things that you can do using this cut lace method. So right now you see that I am a whole inch apart, and I'm going to take that all the way up to the top. I am using a crayon because crayons are easy to wash off after your wig is complete, and just one of my favorite tools to mark with. But you can use whatever tool you want, whatever your preference is. It's perfect. So right here I'm double stitching, as I always do with my tracks. When I move up towards the middle of the head, I'm going to do single tracks, but I'm going to turn on my zigzag stitch, as you can see right here, to double these tracks. I am back stitching when I first start and when I end. So right now you're basically just going to match your tracks to the markings that you've previously made, and you're going to go ahead and back stitch and sew those tracks on to the markings that you've made. And you're going to continue to do this until you get all the way up to the top where there are no more markings, and you will have completed the whole construction of the wig. Now this particular wig just happens to be a mullet, but you don't have to cut it to that. But this is just a method to show you what you can do with any type of wig, whether it's short, medium, or long. This is a pre-cut method that works perfect for any type of wig. So right here I am doing single tracks, and as you can see I am also using straight pins, because as you start to get closer up towards the crown area, the hair starts to get really bulky. You don't want to have any lumps and bumps, so the straight pins are going to assure that the hair is laying down nice and flat, so you don't have lumps and bumps, because there's nothing like having to take your wig apart because it's lumpy. So I just suggest that you use these pins if you find yourself you know, having your wig, you know, a little bumpy. You want to make sure that you use those pins to just make sure your tracks are laying nice and flat. I'm also going to have a part 3, because I'm going to show you how I colored this wig, how I cut this wig, how I styled this wig. So make sure you stay tuned for part 3. Part 3 is coming up. Turn on your notifications so you'll be notified when the next video comes out. So we're almost up towards the end, and all we're going to need to do is sew on a couple more tracks, and this wig will be completely constructed. All we'll need to do is to, like I said before, cut it, color it, and style it. But I'm just going to show you what it's like when you're sewing in real time. That's the reason why I'm taking it really slow, because that's what you're going to have to do when you get to this point. You're going to have to go really slow, otherwise you'll find yourself having to take your wig apart, and nobody has time to do that. So you want to go really slow and make sure everything's done, you know, nice and smooth. So this is what the wig looks like. You saw it in the introduction, and look at that hairline. I tell you, it fits nice and perfect. There is no cutting around the ear. Look how nice it looks. Look how nice it looks around the ear. Everything nice and smooth. I don't have any glue holding it together. So you want to try this cut lace method. Make sure you stay tuned. Turn on your notifications for the next video that's going to be coming out using this particular method, and I will see you guys in the next one.